Coming up on this edition of the newsfeed, how a local winery is outsmarting Virginia ABC laws. Plus, the Virginia Tech golf course is celebrating its 50th year on campus, but its days could be numbered. And a look at how Virginia Tech recruits prospective students on campus through Hokie ambassadors. Those stories and more are just ahead.
Roll A, take A.
Hello and thanks for joining us for this edition of the newsfeed. I'm Lauren Farah. The XYZ Gallery, located in downtown Blacksburg, held an indoor flea market on Sunday, April 8th to benefit the resistance efforts against the pipeline project. Newsfeed reporter Molly Bryant has more on that story.
From 12 to 5, residents of Blacksburg came out to the XYZ Gallery to raise money for a cause near and dear to them. The Mountain Valley Pipeline Project continues to raise controversy across its affected areas, bringing together groups of people in resistance to its construction. Events like resistance road trips, tree sits, and rallies have been organized by communities in hopes of putting a stop to the creation of the pipeline that is said to span 303 miles from northwestern West Virginia to southern Virginia.
Not only is it harming these communities and small businesses and people who really built their whole lives on this land, it's also kind of harming the environment as well.
This downtown flea market sold a number of items ranging from clothing and accessories to handmade crafts and art. Vendors of the market were able to sell for commission, set up a table, or fully donate their items towards the resistance efforts against the Mountain Valley Pipeline. Partial proceeds from the market were donated towards environment preservation efforts. Events like the flea market not only bring together a community, but also raise awareness about a project that will directly affect its residents. Students and residents alike came out to the flea market in hopes of making a change. The XYZ Gallery Flea Market is just one of many events to be held in resistance efforts against the Mountain Valley Pipeline. For the newsfeed, I'm Molly Bryant reporting.
There's certainly been a lot of excitement surrounding the opening of the new White Barrel Winery location in Blacksburg. However, it turns out there may also be a lesson to be learned about Virginia ABC laws. The Blacksburg White Barrel location offers a Sunday brunch from 12 to 3, which claims to be prefixed with mimosas included. However, look a little closer and you'll see the mimosas actually cost 1 cent each. This is to avoid conflict with the Virginia ABC laws, which state you cannot advertise endless alcohol.
You're not allowed to advertise for unlimited alcohol because it encourages drinking and driving. You don't want to encourage someone to drink as much as they can and then they have to drive home.
Drinking and driving is certainly not something restaurants want to encourage, with many establishments offering free non-alcoholic beverages for designated drivers or free rides home for intoxicated patrons. These laws were put in place for safety reasons. Although they may not make sense to the average restaurant goer, they do serve important purposes. Salsa Tech keeps Hokies dancing as the end of the semester approaches. The club offers salsa and bachata lessons on Monday nights and comes back together for salsa massives at Sycamore Deli on Wednesday nights.
Salsa Tech at Virginia Tech meets weekly for lessons in salsa and bachata. Participants have the opportunity to learn new steps, sequences, and routines, and practice with other participants. Salsa Tech instructor Jeremy Meek participated in Salsa Tech's weekly festivities before serving in a teaching role.
I learned from the people who were at teaching for Salsa Tech at the time. I took lessons from them for 2 years. I went with them on trips to salsa congresses, and every once in a while they either held a special event class or they brought in professionals from somewhere else to teach us for a little bit.
Later in the week, members of the club come together at Sycamore Deli to practice what they learned.
We have a nice acoustic sound in there with it being such a closed off space, and there's big open area, and I think we're one of the only places in Blacksburg that actually has a stage, so people can go up on the stage and you can get to watch them teach you how to do the salsa dance, and it's a really good time down there.
Salsa Tech offers beginner, intermediate, and advanced lessons Monday nights from 6 to 9 p.m.
The Virginia Tech YMCA has been helping the Blacksburg and New River Valley since it was founded on campus in 1873. The Cinderella Project is one of many annual events held each year. Each year, the Virginia Tech YMCA Thrift Shop puts on their Cinderella Project shopping event. The project has had a major impact on the community and volunteers as well. Racks full of colorful dresses, suits, and shoes collected throughout the year fill a room for high school men and women on a budget to shop for prom. Volunteers work hard to ensure privacy and make sure each individual shopping for prom attire feels as comfortable as possible.
The kids can come and it's not embarrassing. You know, it's done in a way that, you know, that brings dignity to them, but yet they can get a nice dress if they don't have the means to be able to afford it. And so I think that's the neat part about it.
Director of the Virginia Tech YMCA Thrift Shop, Ron Ovalgoner, states on their Facebook page that the goal of the program is to make sure that every young lady and man who wishes to go to their prom can indeed do so. The Cinderella Project is held each year at the beginning of April. The University City Boulevard Kroger is one of 400 stores to introduce a new checkout experience for shoppers. The new system is for all users looking to save time. Newsfeed reporter Callie Carson joins us to tell us more. Callie?
Thanks, Lauren. The Blacksburg Kroger stores are making changes, starting with a new floor plan and now new technology. The digital shopping experience is going beyond self-checkout with an innovative way to get in and out of the store. Scan Bag Go utilizes digital scanners to accelerate one's shopping experience. Rather than wait to use self-checkout after browsing the aisles, shoppers can scan items before placing them in his or her cart. Scan Bag Go expert Kyle Russell speaks to how the new system appeals to Kroger customers.
The time savings is the biggest benefit for a customer because, like I said, they can already have everything scanned and bagged, so they just pay and they go. It really speeds up the checkout process for our customers.
Video tutorials are available for guidance on the new process of scanning. Scan Bag Go avoids lines to help users get on with their shopping. If the scanners pose intimidating, well, you're in luck. Scan Bag Go also has an app for smartphone users. I'm Callie Carson reporting. Back to you at the news desk.
Thanks, Callie. Just ahead on the news feed, a team of Virginia Tech engineers is preparing for competition in which they modify a motorcycle to be the most economically efficient. And the Virginia Tech golf course is celebrating its 50th year on campus, but its days could be numbered. That story and more after this break.
I never knew when I would have to move, so I always had my suitcase ready to go. Then one day I was adopted. My new parents opened their hearts and home to me. My parents cook my favorite breakfast for me every morning. My parents take me on trips I never thought I would go on. They gave me a home and an even better reason to use that suitcase. My parents aren't perfect, but they're perfect for me.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to the news feed. I'm Lauren Farah. Virginia Tech engineering students are prepping for the Motorcycle Economy Challenge this month, where they compete in West Virginia with their own modified motorcycles. Newsfeed reporter Claire Connor has more.
The Virginia Tech Motorcycle Economy Challenge team is preparing to compete at the upcoming competition in West Virginia. The competition is national and requires each team to modify an electric motorcycle to make it as economically efficient as possible. The challenge began to encourage engineers and motorcycle enthusiasts to consider the environmental footprint of motorcycles.
Actually got down to 1.3 cents per mile. So we could go 100 miles in $1, and we have an electric bike now, so we saved a ton of money and our carbon footprint was very low.
They also believe there's a valuable hands-on benefit for engineering students.
It lets me use what I learned to design something that can actually help and impact the future.
Virginia Tech is unique in having the only collegiate team in the nation. Team members believe that the challenge will help reshape the way people view motorcycles.
Usually the whole motorcycle community is much more just about going fast and being loud, and it has a whole stigma associated with it. So this club kind of peels away from that a little bit and kind of shows how motorcycles could be used in a more environmentally conscious way, and how since they're already more efficient than cars, we can kind of further that, take it another step, and make them one of the most environmentally conscious modes of transport.
Team's mission is to live better on less, and they will be competing in West Virginia in late April. This is Claire Connor reporting for the Newsfeed.
The Virginia Tech golf course on the campus is in its 50th year at Virginia Tech, opening its doors for the first time in 1958, but it could be in trouble. The course has played host to many tournaments, including 3 Big East tournaments and an ACC tournament in 2007 before the destruction of the front 9 in 2007. Despite the past success of the course, Virginia Tech has plans to remove the remaining 9 holes for the possible expansion of the Oak Lane community and other buildings.
Original front 9 was where the inn is now, and it was one of the busiest golf courses in the state. It was a great golf course. And then when they built the inn, the front 9 went away.
The project has not gone into movement yet. However, VDOT has already done surveying of the course, and construction could begin within the next 5 years. This construction means that there's only so many more times golfers can go out and hit the links on campus. Weekend's Hokie Focus event put the spotlight on the Hokie ambassadors. The student volunteers serve as Virginia Tech's biggest on-campus recruiters. Newsfeed reporter Josh Henry has more on how they help prospective students.
If you've seen anyone walking around Virginia Tech dressed a little bit like this, walking backwards and leading a group of wide-eyed people through the ins and outs of the university, then you've come across a Hokie ambassador. The student volunteers are hard at work this time of year to show prospective students what it's like to join Hokie Nation.
It takes a special love of Virginia Tech and Hokie pride to become a Hokie ambassador. Each person applying for a position is vetted to test how committed they are to the university and to passing along Virginia Tech's history and experience to prospective students.
Dive into the lecture, because a lot of times in those larger classes you don't have time. So I kind of wanted to show other students that are prospectively coming here at Virginia Tech to understand why they should come to Virginia Tech, because it's such a Hokie community, and there's different aspects, whether that's academics or sports or extracurricular activities, that they can really expand themselves.
The ambassadors are Virginia Tech's on-campus recruiters. Prospective students have an opportunity to learn what makes the university different and maybe make a friend in the process.
She's so bubbly and positive. I really like it. I think it's a really strong community vibe, and it's a big campus, but it's all really connected, and everybody seems to feel like they belong here.
Reporting for the Newsfeed, I'm Josh Henry.
That will wrap up this edition of the Newsfeed. If you have a story idea for the Newsfeed, let us know. Send us an email at thenewsfeednrv@gmail.com. And as always, you can also connect with the Newsfeed on Facebook and Twitter. Thanks for watching. I'm Lauren Farah.